me a link.
Is this? Are we live?
Or close to it anyway. I don't know if I go to the link, it shows like it's going. Maybe there's just enough of a buffer, enough of a delay. Yeah, I think it's we're live. Look at that.
All right. Are you sure we're live?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna send you the link, the live link. You can see it directly.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, that's some kind of intro. Yeah, hey everybody who's not here live, but maybe we'll watch after. This is not the Gone Mobile podcast anymore, is it?
No, this is now gone.net because we were running out of ideas for just mobile stuff.
Yeah.
And we were kind of just, I don't know, we're running out of things to talk about. Now we got to shut up and do.
Yeah. I mean, mobile is always, I think, a passion area for me still, but we can broaden our horizons and do some more interesting things. There'll still be a lot of mobile talk in general, but I think we can branch out a little bit to more .NET, or who knows, maybe even some Python. We'll see. You never know.
No.
No.
Well, see, John, you're in Python and AI now, right? So that's why.
Yeah.
But he's not quite there in Python yet. I've made enough Python jokes, and I'll save them for later. But
the funniest thing was like this. So this book that I bought, I think I sent you a picture of it. It's like Fluent Python, right? And the picture.
That's where he's pointing, just so everybody knows, like he's actually pointing.
There's a book in my background for those listening. And the funniest thing is the logo on the front. Like there's an animal, and like what would you expect it to be on the front of a book about Python, right? Like probably a snake. It's not a snake. It's like some kind of salamander or something. So yeah, interesting choices there. For
you linked that to me, and I think that's pretty much what I said to you. I was like, that's not a Python. What is that?
Yeah, no, it's not at all. But yeah, so I guess worth a quick update because it's been a little while. So things have probably changed in the world for us, for everybody. Yeah, I'm not doing Maui technically anymore. I am, was given or asked if I would go work on some AI things, and seems like a reasonable challenge to take on. So that's what I'm doing. It's sad to leave my friends behind in the Maui land, but they're still doing things, and probably is a good time to have me step aside and have some fresh perspectives and stuff anyway. So did the mobile thing for a lot of years, and still use Maui for my pool math app, and you'll never get me out of .NET completely. Like that's just where I like to be, even if I'm going to do more Python now. But yeah, that's where I'm at, doing some new things, trying some different roles out, and I don't know, hopefully get some fresh energy and perspective, and still be able to do this and come back and work on some .NET stuff. What have you been up to? It's been like, I don't know how many months since we did an episode.
I don't know. We've been getting still a lot of traffic through them though. People are still listening. I'm not sure why, but they're still listening. Still lots of traffic on it. I think it was like, I don't know, it's been about 4 months, 5 months,
something like that. Yeah,
I want to say the beginning of the year, close to the beginning of the year when we stopped.
And so part of coming back and doing this now, we want to try something a little bit different. Obviously, the whole find a topic to talk about that's mobile related, like you said, like that. We kind of burned through a list of topics, and then we're like, oh, what? People don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. Let's do something different. And so you kind of had the idea, well, maybe we start doing video live streaming and starting to like build some stuff and go through some scenarios that isn't just talking about things in kind of a abstract way, but like sitting down and doing something. So I think the goal is to start to do a little bit of that. Maybe some people see how you and I, you maybe mostly because you're in day-to-day building apps and doing stuff a bit more, like see how you do things for real, right? Let's build some apps, some things, look at code. And that'll be hard for, if you're listening to it as just an audio podcast, but we'll try and do our best to kind of add commentary of what's happening and do it in a way that's still useful, hopefully, if you're audio only. But check us out, video mode too.
To be fair, we've always been on YouTube. I didn't actually know this until just recently. John's been uploading all the videos. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, you can
dude,
watch it anyway.
what if I was like, look like hell the one day or something?
That's why I
I
didn't
mean,
tell
not
you.
that anybody cares. They don't want to hear, they don't want to see me. They just barely want to hear what I have to say. But
They're minimizing the window anyway. You know it when
I
they're
know,
listening. Yeah.
I know.
So,
So yeah, we've got some stuff to do. The funny part is, so I came up with an idea for this week's episode. It might actually run us a few episodes. I don't know. John's kind of going to be color commentary and throwing poop at me or something while I'm coding away. I've got a less clicky keyboard today. I've got my quiet one.
ooh,
So you can be asking questions and breaking my train of thought as I go through things.
I probably need a quiet keyboard for future things too, so that when I'm like, researching stuff or looking at links or asking, ChatGPT something, people don't have to hear the clacking. But
we are going to do some AI because that was one of our highest episodes. Unfortunately, everybody wants to do AI. Yes, AI is cool. I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
It needs to be in everything now.
It's life now, right? Like if you're not doing it, you're probably not going to be keeping up with everything. So like
fair.
that is something that I would love to get a little bit into. And it's not that we need to have like, I don't think I think it's more like not an episode on how do you do AI stuff. It's like, how are we using it as we go through just doing what we're doing, right? Because that's kind of the game changer here is how are you leveraging it in your day to day? Yeah, sure, there's going to be scenarios where maybe we want to actually go through like building something with it in it. But I think, the big thing is just like ideas for how you use it in your flow. Like, I don't know about you, like I've changed completely, like 180 degrees of how I work.
Oh yeah, it's my complete like, here, go do this thing. I mean, I still have challenges with AI, as I'm sure most people do.
Sure.
Like you have to put it in a box. That's what I call it. I mean, John gets the real me most of the time where I'm swearing about something. And it's usually like, I got the short bus today. This AI is being stupid. It's not doing what I'm telling you. You got to put it in a box. You really got, or otherwise I changed your whole app. Are you happy? This is good.
Yeah. I mean,
and you're like, no, this is not what I told you to do at all.
We're definitely early stages, but like that's something that I'd be maybe happy to go into as well, of like how where are some of the places that I'm using it, not just necessarily in my like day job, but for especially my pool math app. Like I've started totally doing different things like with Copilot and with like Google has Jules, and like trying, hey, I have these issues. If I log them, or if I get like the person that I work with who's not a programmer but helps me kind of figure out roadmap for the app and help, QA and diagnose stuff and support, if I can get them to give me a good enough description and they put it directly in GitHub, I can just say, Copilot, go fix this. Like I've started doing that and it gets a bunch of them right or close enough to it that I'm like, great.
Now, the one thing I will say is that we're not probably going to have AI code a lot of stuff for us, because that's kind of, I don't know. Why would you want to come hear us if we're just telling AI what to do? So we are going to build something. We are going to put AI in it. So I did this specifically so we have AI in the app. I'm probably going to delegate some of the tasks, like, hey, John, go make me a prompt that does this for our AI. And he'll just be like, yeah. And then he'll still be making fun of me while I make typos and stupid mistakes and all that stuff.
So I'm really just like a glorified data entry into Copilot then, right?
Yeah, and color commentary. Yeah, that's what you do, right? You're good at it.
Copilot, make me a prompt so that we can use this thing in another LLM. Thanks.
Yeah. So what we are going to build, I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to move this out of the way. Hopefully it's not going to show John and me talking. I hate when I can hear people talking, but I can't see them. Is that weird? I don't know.
No, that's not. I mean,
so you could be making fun of me and I won't be able to see you in a minute, but that's all right. It's not the end of the world. Let's share my screen. And I'm going to share my whole, oh gosh. Okay, Riverside Studio. Which one do I want? I want this guy. All right. So today, and probably for a few episodes, we're going to be building Heads Up. I don't know. Have you ever played this game, John?
Yes. I mean, I've watched my kids play it, I guess.
This is great. I mean, John is a big Disney guy. I was a big Disney guy. I still like to go to like our local theme park. But the problem with them is you're generally waiting in line forever. So when I went to Disney about a year ago, I saw somebody playing this in line and I about lost it because this was like the best game you could play in line waiting. And they have like categories that you can like pick. So like Disney Princess is one that came up while we were there. And you basically puts what's that?
It's perfect, like for that kind of thing. And I'm surprised it's not in like the actual Disney app, some version of it.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. And so we're gonna build a clone of this. And basically what it is the person who's it or guessing puts the phone on their head and a timer starts running and it'll put like, look at this lady. She's pretty happy in that she's like got octopus on her forehead and somebody's telling her, hey, it squirts ink. Now the cool part is that yes, we can do this in Maui and the UI is going to be pretty darned easy for this. Maybe we'll use AI to code the UI up, but for the most part, there's a lot of sensors involved and kind of speech to text. So one of the things that happens is you flip the phone down, the answer is correct. So somebody goes, yeah, that's correct. Great. You go, ding. If you're like, I have no idea who that princess is, which, you know, that happens a lot for me. You flip it up and it passes and goes to the next answer. And
I refuse to believe that you don't know all the Disney princesses. Also,
I'm telling you, John, there's just a lot of things I don't know, and I'm glad I don't.
I'm pretty sure I know them all. Just for the
that's not something to be proud of, man.
I mean, I was there during the meet and greet. So,
did you hug a Disney princess?
I don't think I ever did, actually.
Yeah, you don't touch them. You're not allowed to hit you with.
Yeah, probably not.
Their servants will come and hit you with their wands or whatever. The other kind of cool thing that this app does, like this app is really built cool. So not only will it show you, your score at the end, but it's actually recording everybody that's giving you the hints and laughing at you. So we're gonna take advantage of the accelerometer, the gyroscope, the camera, speech to text. Because if you say the word, so like if you look at the third screen, it says like roller coaster. If it hears roller coaster, it goes, yeah, you just said it.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
It doesn't. You don't even have to like confirm. Like it's so. Let me, because I forget. I haven't played. I didn't play it. I watched it. So you can say the word and then it automatically does it, but you can also manually flip it to kind of confirm.
Yeah, because it's if you use speech to text, it's far from perfect.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just surprised that they do it at all. That they try.
Yeah, they try. And then you can yell like pass or you got it or close enough. And it goes, oh, okay, good. Right. So you can do those things and it generally works.
Yeah.
I find with a lot of the multi-words like roller coaster here, it's kind of hard because if it hears it as two words, and really if we look at that one, it's kind of made as one word.
Yeah.
It doesn't solve for things like that, which is fine. I get it. It sounds like it should be an easy problem, but it's really not. So it's just little things like that are off. That's why we can do all these things like the sensors for correct and pass.
How are they using some online speech recognition? Are they using a on-device thing? I wonder.
I'm pretty sure it's on device because I mean,
you wouldn't want the cost, right? Like,
right. And it's stupid easy to do with like Maui's got the built-in thing, and that's going to be enough. Is it Maui or Community Toolkit?
That must be Community Toolkit. I don't think there's anything built in.
Probably Community Toolkit. So you've got, and I think that this used to be in Shiny. I don't remember. I used to have sensors and you get rid of it.
Oh, sorry. The sensor stuff. Yeah, that's in Maui. But I mean like the speech to text.
Yeah, text to speech is certainly there, but we're going to be doing the opposite. Speech to text and then comparing that. So there's lots of cool things in this. Like I said, there's going to be sensors, camera, speech to text. There's going to be AI because my thinking was for AI is that we'll have it do, we'll give it a list of categories. So like Disney princesses, that one seems pretty easy. John can make a prompt that says, for this category, give me a comma delimited list of Disney princesses only. something stupid like that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we'll have a list of categories. Maybe we'll have a list of, all of the, and by the way, you can see, I haven't written this down. We're just going to go at it.
Yeah. And I think like the interesting thing too, is to see how do you kind of approach building the new app, right? Like, cause this is file new. So how do you structure it? How, what's your methodology of kind of approaching how you just get it off the ground?
Beautiful. And that is right. We're going to do this.
So what are we waiting for?
All right, I'll get going. So you're going to color commentary here.
Yeah, I got to tell me my window bigger so I can see all the things that you're doing.
Okay. So I am going to use one of my templates because this helps me install like pretty much all the NuGets that we're going to need. So there's Shiny templates. We're going to put this in GitHub. There'll be an organization. We'll include the links in after so everybody will be able to follow along.
There's just always something. Like, I know you got your big set of templates and stuff. I don't know what it is. I always like, I just don't, I have to start blank. I'm like, give me, I want to put everything in myself. But
I think I've done
nice option.
So many samples, I cannot be bothered anymore.
No, that's
so
fair.
We're going to go through these. Obviously, I don't need CarPlay or Android Auto. We're not going to do this in Blazor. We're starting with the .NET MAUI app because that's how everybody knows us.
Yeah.
So
Android Auto would be kind of heads down instead of up. That's no.
So I'm going to get rid of, I don't need that. We are going to do media. We're going to do video recording.
Okay. I gotta know what resolution are you working with right now? Because it's pretty big.
Is it pretty small?
Yeah.
I can't make this one bigger.
Maybe I mean, you can't scale it. So it's like less.
No, not that window, unfortunately. Let me see what I can do here. Displays. Let's go.
As anyone watching might be able to tell, we're just kind of figuring this out as we go. So you have to bear with
John
us.
Usually just complains at me after. Get a new mic. Fix your camera.
That's better.
Get some key lights.
That's better.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we're nice and huge. Everybody can see that. Let's see what we've got here. So we're going to do... I'm going to keep the media picker selected for now. I'm not going to worry about localization. We got better things to do. I'm going to keep the MVVM community toolkit. That is quite awesome. We're not going to use Mediator, even though I use that for everything nowadays. We're not going to use Sentry. No Blazor hybrid. No C# markup. Don't know why people are still using my old user dialogues, but there it is. I think we'll keep Gerald's audio plugin because it does... No, we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need background, anything. And we don't need calendar. So this is just some of the 10 million options, but it's a lot to set up, right? Like trying to set up all the entitlements and everything.
What do you, so like the one, I obviously a lot of these plugins are going to have like some, app builder thing that you got to set up. So I'm guessing that's what you do. For the like essentials one, like you left a media picker, like what is that doing?
So media picker is the built-in thing from Maui, right?
Yeah.
Record a video.
What do you have to do that's not already just set up?
Usually info plist stuff, right? Like permissions for how you get, like, do I have permission to use the camera? Yes, no.
Yeah, I guess I would have thought we had that in our templates, but you don't want to put that stuff in if you don't actually use it, I guess.
Yeah. And you go like the Android manifest is a pain in the ass to set up. So we want to skip all that. Now I'll show it briefly and people can be like, ooh, right. There's a manifest. Nobody wants to see that anyways. But we'll generate that after. We are going to keep SQLite because I think we want to record these sessions later. So like, hey, Alan got 5 out of, the 800 questions that he had. So keep that. We'll deal with that later.
Yeah, sure.
That could be an after. Story review, we don't care about. Speech to text. See, this is actually quite a bit to set up for it's the community toolkit. We were right. So there's quite a bit to set up there. So we're going to leave that in. We don't need file picking. We probably don't need any of, we might need camera Maui. So I think this might be what we use for recording. Because we want to record people's reactions, right? So while the phone's stuck to my head like a dummy, and you're yelling at me, I want to record you so I could be like, and you call me the dummy. Look it.
Yeah.
So you're going to keep that in. I don't know if this is the right one, but we'll keep it in.
Yeah, sure.
We pretty much don't need those guys. We can also keep the community toolkit camera and see if that might be our guy. We are going to need the media element because we want to play back the videos of, said audience looking goofy.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Maui community toolkit's a must. And so we'll get rid of the rest of these guys. I'm not going to do anything with Skia Sharp. That's a little bit, ain't nobody got time for that.
And I mean, hey, you can always add stuff back in if you figure it later.
Right. I'm going to use my MVVM framework. It's just a nice thing on top of Maui shell. So we'll get to that later. We don't need push notifications.
Not use the community MVVM thing at all?
No. Mine's on steroids, man. It's got source gen and everything.
Yeah, I know.
And it links up all of the stuff properly. We'll show you, John. You watch. It's going to be great. So we're gone. Oh, I was almost going to type gone. Oh, well.
No.
We're getting in trouble. And we'll call it heads up. Heads up. There we go. So I think that covers it. So we don't have to worry about the sensors. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Okay. So did I miss anything here?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. So
there's a lot of stuff there. I mean, this is why I wanted to just check boxes and get going. So in about 2 years, hopefully something comes up. Beautiful. See, Writer's so nice. I'm not sure how I'm going to type in this, but because it's so big on my screen. Now, the other thing we do have to add a couple libraries. We do have to add AI as soon as it's done getting my project together here.
What are you thinking for AI? Like still something on the server side? You're not trying to use like local models?
Yeah. I'm not going to. No, Onyx is kind of a pain to get going.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's tried any like integrating with any of the Apple stuff, although that's still beta, right? So you would.
Yeah. There's not really anything great you can get going there yet.
And I'm not sure how much of how many of those models they're probably not geared towards like, generating content like that as much, or they're more geared towards like refining, here's a thing I wrote. I want you to fix it up for me, right? Less like go find me information on something. They're not so researchy.
So I'm going to throw in obviously the standard Microsoft Extensions AI. It's pretty darn good. We need a chat client.
Yep.
Maybe we'll worry about this guy later.
So the interesting thing for doing AI then from a mobile app, like you don't want to have this thing go directly to OpenAI's API. Like we're going to need a server in the middle.
Yeah, unless you like using your credits. But for the purpose of this,
you're going to.
For the purpose of this, we could just do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Put it in. One of us
we'll have to make sure we tell people, again and again, and maybe in the code in the repo or something like, don't do this. This is something that like I've battled against this with like authentication stuff previously, and now like AI is like the next iteration of people just being like, well, I don't want to stand up a web server. It's like, no, you have to, because you're gonna if you put your OpenAI secret in your app, it's as good as not secret, which means I'm gonna go find it so that I can use it and use all your Azure spend.
And you can't control the spend very well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so if it hits like, hey, because I've seen companies actually put in like just, charge us whatever you use, and it's crazy. You got to put a stopgap on it. Like,
yeah,
you have to. I don't think companies really grasp how much AI can cost you right now. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
So we are going to put in, we'll probably come back and figure out the provider later, because I'm not expecting to run much today.
No,
but
I mean,
and I also have to figure out where I have credits, unless John, you must have a key we can steal at some point.
We can, yeah. I've got my my OpenAI subscription, my personal one that we can use.
So we'll figure that out when we get to it. For now, I think we're just it's enough that we've got the extensions AI, because we can pretty much flip the switch any way we want to go. So if we want to do Ollama,
yep,
any of those things, piece of cake to plug in, and it doesn't have to change our code.
And
So
yeah,
that's the important part.
and like most of the world seems to have converged on, OpenAI kind of API compatibility anyway. So that's kind of nice using the libraries here. Is like one, yeah, they'll implement, the other APIs too if they have changes generally and try and have a common denominator. But most of the things out there that are like adding services, everyone kind of recognizes like if you make your thing compatible with OpenAI's API spec, probably more people are going to be willing to use it. So it's
Right.
pretty easy to swap around providers, which is cool.
And
It's
I mean,
not,
for the most part, we're going to be doing a chat client like
yeah,
directly,
which is the most like common API scenario.
and I think that people see like how stupid easy this is. Like it's really not. We're basically going to say, pass it a category name
Mm-hmm.
and give me a comma delimited string that I can take and use those as our the thing that it says on my forehead.
Yeah.
So Disney
Yeah.
princess, John, list them all. Put it on my forehead and allow me to guess. So to start, so our template went and generated all that cool stuff. So it's got, I got a basic view model. I've got some of this Maui stuff coded up. I'm not sure why my IntelliSense hasn't fixed it, but one thing at a time. We've got our app shell, which has a main page. We've got a SQLite connection that's been created here. We're going to worry about some of this other stuff later. We've got Mac Catalyst, iOS, and Android. And if we look at our info plist, there's our microphone permission, our photos, even though we're not going to use that. And this was all generated because we need to be able to do, like we just wanted to install the library. And so the template went and created all these permissions and stuff. So I don't have to do it, because I don't know about you, even after all the amounts of apps I've done, I still don't remember half the stuff that I need to do. There's so much. And once you start getting into like, it's Apple's crazy, right? Like you've got the info plist, then you've got entitlements, then you've got the Maui stuff. Like there's so much to remember. I don't know about you, man, but I'm getting too old for this junk. So just build it.
I mean, yeah, build it. And then anything else that I need to figure out, ChatGPT is or Copilot's gonna do it for me.
Right.
Hey, do you have? I know you don't want to go with smaller text yet, but it's pretty blurry for those watching. I'm wondering if going down a notch might help the bandwidth side of things.
Going down a bit.
Well, like going. No. Like in your whole resolution, like going one more lower resolution.
Really?
Yeah.
You realize
I don't know if you're
the app. If I do the app, it's going to upload in good quality after, though, right?
Yeah, well, just anyone who in the future, I guess, because I don't think there's anyone watching live today. Anyone in the future might have a hard time.
I don't know that I can go much smaller, John.
Well, hopefully then
it's already big.
The post-processed version will look good, and then you can
it will
yell at Rogers or whoever you have for internet to fix it next time.
Yeah, I'm at HD. I can go one lower. I mean, but I don't know that that's going to do much. It doesn't really change the resolution, though, right? I think I have to change it in the studio, though.
Yeah.
All right. Stuff for next time.
Yep.
Stuff for next time. Maybe it's not my internet. Maybe it's yours.
No, I'm pretty sure, because I looked at the feed on YouTube and I'm crystal clear and you're a blurry mess. So,
all right, if you say so. I don't know why it'd be blurry, because like my internet's fast here. All right, so we've got our, it generated background audio, even though we don't really need that. Like I said, it generated the photo stuff. We don't really need that. Who cares? I'm not deploying this anywhere, so that's done. Did the same for the manifest. Went and did like all this fun stuff.
Yeah, so Android has a whole bunch of junk. And now, I guess I've kind of gone back and forth over the years of like, I used to love not having anything in like the XML part of it and just doing it all with C# attributes and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of back in the school of like, it's just, what you're getting exactly then.
The only reason I tend to stick with the Android manifest is because if you're going to go look at Android specific documentation,
that's
this
what
is what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just easier to not fight it. I don't know, right or wrong. This is what the template tends to generate for me. So it's giving me a lot of stuff. I'm not really sure what's going on with sometimes I need to start. I'm going to stop
Oh yeah, like the
Rider.
whatever it's analyzing of all the types and references didn't
Rider
sort itself
sometimes
out.
gets a little stupid. I don't know. See, it doesn't even. There we go. I mean, it's no worse than Visual Studio. This like you created a new project from Visual Studio, it guaranteed you were closing it. So let's see. Here we go. Let's see if it restores properly this time. Because stuff's all there.
Yeah, yeah. I see this kind of thing sometimes too. It just has a hard time kind of catching up.
We'll give it a second. So while we're there, we've installed a couple things. I'm going to take out connectivity. I'm going to take out battery. We don't need any of this junk.
So you're taking out some services that were automatically registered or the registration was automatically generated.
Right. It just keeps some of them going. I'm not even sure what's going on here with this particular template. It's decided today it just doesn't want to work. So that's fantastic.
Maybe if you try building it, it'll go.
Yeah, maybe. I'll take some of the junk out and we'll see.
So while you're waiting for that, I guess like what's the, so you've got your own MVVM thing. Does that have like navigation services and stuff in it too?
Way. Eh? Yes, it does.
Yes. Well, I'm not good with my French.
Oh, see, there's an error in this all of a sudden. It's not picking up everything.
Interesting. Oh yeah. Like even just having the using statement, it was missing.
Well, it's in the global usings, but we'll see what's going on here. We just won't give it an excuse. I think I can actually hear my laptop jet engineing in the background. So this is usually when Rider just needs a reboot for the day, but we'll do what we can. We shall do everything we can. I even sound a little fuzzy on my end now. I love live. It's always when we go live, right?
Oh yeah.
So, while this is figuring its, see, now it's got its stuff together.
Yeah.
So, the only thing that my MVVM library does is kind of brings together the registration of shell with a page and the view model, and then it puts the lifecycle stuff on top, like on appearing. So that now moves into the view model.
But you're still, I see here, you've still got like MVVM Community Toolkit referenced. Yep. Okay. That's what I was going to give you a hard time about. Cause I'm like, I'm so used to using the like observable property stuff and everything now.
We will be using all of that.
And I like now that you can do the partial properties. And so like your code doesn't look really dumb when you're trying to use it either.
Yep. So I am just going to.
Okay. So you're adding an attribute to tell it to register
so this is just
this thing with a page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I'm telling it not to register the route because it's actually going to be part of the shell.
Because it's just because it's like the main page that you're not trying to do that, or?
Yeah. If I have it register the route, you tend to get errors. Like Maui doesn't like when you've got it in a shell content and registered for registering.
So you've got it already getting kind of instantiated through shell.
Yes.
So you don't need to register a route either.
Correct.
And technically that'll come in as like the root, of the navigation, right? So you shouldn't have a problem. Like what happens then with your navigation stuff when you say I want to go back to main page or main view model? I'm assuming you navigate by view model.
You can do either or.
Okay.
You can do normal shell. You can do navigate by view model. So this is what it's actually code genning. So no big deal, really. I mean, code gen stuff looks awful, but it works.
Yeah, no, but it's right? Yeah.
It even generates static routes. So if you don't know, like, hey, I don't know the name of my main page.
So is the route just used? Like, I guess my question was more, since you said don't generate the routes and you've got it as the kind of main default page, how does your navigator know how to navigate to it? The route registration isn't like part of that?
It's putting them together. It puts it all together. So if you look at the builder extensions, it knows that the main page and the view model go together for routes main. It just says, the internal engine, don't try and call route. I forget what you guys call it, routing something.add.
Okay.
So it's just not going to do that. So there's not a lot to it. it's nice for the code gen because it's, like I said, I basically put this on my view model and I said, hey, view model, you belong to main page. And that's it. I don't have to register anything else. Like basically I'm going to go in here. So it's that use Shiny Shell. You can do it all automatic or all manually if you want, but I'm just going to do add generated maps, which was that generated code we saw earlier.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Nice.
So nothing magical. I mean, source generation is kind of magical, but for the most part, that's it.
But the nice thing is like you can go drill down into that implementation of it and see what it's doing, right? So like that's kind of the difference of magic here, I think.
So all that stuff is gone. We're just, as we're creating pages now, we're going to add them. So I think when we start looking at that app, right, when we start looking at heads up, we have to have a screen for the categories. So I think that's like the fourth, for this guy right here. Well, we're not going to make anything that pretty.
Yeah, no.
So we're going to have the main screen is basically going to be what categories do we have and what games have been played. Now, I think if we're looking at the overall first, what games have I played and the recording of them, we'll do that at the end, right?
Yeah,
so the first thing we want to do is
like extra.
Let's get our categories, put that, push that out to a screen, pick a category, and then do the intermediate screen, because there's like an intermediate screen that says, okay, put the phone up to your head. There's a detection protocol for that, but I don't know that we'll get into that, but it'll be like in 5 seconds, we're going to start, right? You press the start button, put it on my head, doot, go. Oh, we can also use vibration for this too. That'll be cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then it puts it on the head and then the game starts, right? And then we'll display for each one of those categories. AI is going to give us a list of like Disney princesses. We're going to put it on the screen and it doesn't have to look pretty, right? Like if you look at the first slide, she's got octopus on her head with the time.
Yeah.
So we just need to write out a word really big.
I mean,
with the timer. Really
UI,
big.
like I actually do really care about the UI in my apps, and I think you know that because of how like picky I am about how certain things work or not.
We'll call it picky. I love picky.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to use a nice word. And so like I care a lot about it, but at the same time, yeah, I always think there's something to be said for like if I can get the screen to just do the functionality that I need first, okay, we can go back and spice it up later. And that might be fun to do later on too, like to work with some animations and stuff. Like that's one thing. Anytime I add to my app, I'm like, oh, why didn't I do this sooner? It wasn't that hard to do, but it like makes kind of a really smooth effect of how you do it. Like I showed you that filter thing I put into my app, right? Where it like animate the thing to slide out and stuff like that, where you just put a little bit more work into it and it just makes it so much nicer. But yeah, we don't need to do that at first. Just get the word up there.
Well, and the cool part here is that like for the most part, the main objective of this game is going to be blue for we're going. We'll have the timer counting down, right? Yeah. Might have some music, right? These are all things we can look into as we're going. Then we've got on the flip, we have to switch it to correct or pass. And then it's the next topic. So for the most part, the main screen, the main part of the game is stupid easy, right? Like just show the word and then flip the responses. And then at the end, we're probably going to want a win screen or, here's what you got or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. So let's go ahead. We've got this stuff. We've got all this magical stuff that's been registered for us. Let's see. We don't need to do anything with the main page. So we're just going right into our view model. This base services, this is something that I like to do. We're probably not going to bother with it for, great. See, I use a different keyboard and it doesn't work. My shortcuts don't work. This is just something I like to do. It's your kind of global services, things that you're going to use everywhere. I am probably going to use a lot of the stuff everywhere, but you know what? We're just going to simplify this for now. We don't need this junk.
We'll come back to it later. That was one thing I know we talked a bunch about when I was kind of making my app a lot more DI, new better way of doing things friendly. And it's like, that seemed to be a pretty helpful thing just to shove some simple, lightweight services into one big thing. So you're not like,
right. Cause otherwise you end up with like dependency hell, right? Like you end up with 400 things. And now technically that's the right way to do it, because then you know, okay, I need, so for instance, we're probably going to need, we're definitely going to need navigation from here, right? So I call my navigator. So we'll call it the navigator. This is the shiny shell one. Nothing special about it. This is not scary.
Yeah.
The calls for the most part, if I remember, they look like shell, like go back, navigate to, same stuff. It's all there. And I even source gen some of the nav routes if you need them, right? So if you've got like navigate to main, I mean, we're obviously on main, so it's showing it, but it'll even tell you these are the arguments that you need to pass. So that's pretty cool as well, but we won't stick to that too much. So we've got navigation. We're going to have a list of properties. For the most part, we can probably just statically leave this, right? So if we do we want to just do a string? Categories. I'm going to use Disney princesses because that one's good. Maybe we need a description. You know what? I'll make this a little bit thicker. Let's make it.
Does the app, the real one, they like probably sell you packs for like categories and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of stuff there, I think. Like, and then they have an image of the category. Like I said, I think for the most part, we're going to put a name and then maybe a description.
Oh, I think so eventually we should get an image too. Why not?
All right. Well, fine, John. For now.
I also thought like the categories are just a string. Just add your own categories.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, you start to lose a little control of like, so this is always a fun conversation, right? Like AI kind of safety too, where you're like, just let them put anything in there and what could go wrong?
Well, and then it's, infinite cost. And again, we'll get into analysis paralysis if we keep trying to add stuff to it.
Yeah. So. No, absolutely. I'm just spitballing. I don't.
Yeah. John's complicating life for us here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually make this a class because I'm going to want to do navigation. And I'm going to do string name. I'm going to make this a primary constructor. So we're going to have a list of game categories, and we're going to new these guys up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually still do this in page aware, page lifecycle aware. So this is from my package. It's kind of stolen from Prism.
Okay, that's not in your. So you're not doing a base view model here.
It'll see that interface when you navigate or when you come to the page. It goes, hey, your view model is very much aware of on appearing.
Didn't you have a base type for view models, or was I miss?
I guess observable object.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I thought I saw that you had a base view model that you were using.
You just saw that base services. That was my servicing services. Right. Like I said, I took that out. Let's just make it nice and stupid easy, right? So for categories for now, I'm going to generate this. So let's stick to our Disney princesses. So I'm going to new up game category, Disney princesses. Hey, look, it's a collection featuring Disney princesses. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Like even here, right? Is like, just don't have to think about this anymore.
I'm going to make this private set. I'm going to actually, I'm going to make this observable just because it might change, especially if John has his way and we start adding stuff. Right. So we're going to make this. I'm going to do the traditional one so it doesn't throw people off. We can get into partial properties, but turns out that's actually a newer C# thing. So there we go. Everything's happy now. So the one other thing I want to do is I don't like XAML. I'm a bit of a, less XAML happier. So anytime we have to get into something complicated for XAML, I don't do it, especially with child stuff. I mean, I don't know if you know off the top of your head, John, but I always forget, you got to do the path, the relative path to get back to the parent view model. It sucks. Yeah, so I don't do it.
I've struggled actually a lot with the whole, because like my app has a lot of areas that kind of like custom controls make a lot of sense to be, composite controls of other things. And I always struggle with like how to kind of figure out the right level of bindable properties and binding context getting kind of up and down the chain and how to separate that out and that sort of thing.
Now, I chose to make this a class, but I guess I guess it will have to be a record actually, because it's already complaining at me. If I do this and I do there, now it's happy. So, and then I can do big capitals. Unfortunately, these are going to be combinable, but who cares? So name's never going to change. Description's never going to change. That's owned by us. The nav to game is simply so I don't have to remember the path. I'm going to pass into my child record here. You know, here's the navigation. When somebody clicks on you, nav to it. That's how I do it. Make life easy.
So make the actual category itself responsible for knowing.
Yeah. So we're going to do item source. See, it knows my view model. I data typed it. So I'm going to do binding categories. And then I'm going to do, is that my laptop? Do you hear my laptop through the mic?
I don't hear that. You might be hearing my clicking as I'm crafting prompts to use for
there we
categories.
Go. John's getting ahead of me. Nice. And I'm going to do my data template, and I'm going to put X data type. What do I call that thing? Game category. And let's start stupid and just do vertical stack layout. Why not? Let's make this nice and slow to start. I mean, really, I'm just trying to barf stuff out on the screen. I'm going to do a label of, oh, look at that. AI is going to help me out. See, don't say I didn't use AI in this video. I did.
Yeah. Are you using the like this is just whatever? I don't even know what's built into Rider at this point. Like they have their own
GitHub,
thing, but
it's GitHub. It's the GitHub Copilot.
Okay, yeah. So that they have
it's not quite as rich. Yeah, it's not quite as rich as like doing it in Visual Studio, but I
mean, they have
I find Visual Studios a little bit.
So like,
do you not find Visual Studios a little yappy at you? Like it's constantly biting, and you're like, no, don't stop.
Yeah,
stop.
I find, you know what though, I find enough lately that like not so much in Rider, but in VS Code, that like the tab, or no, maybe it is Rider I'm thinking of, like the tab I have to change up my shortcuts or something, because like I'll do tab completions, which is like the AI completion.
Yep.
And when I mean to do is actually just hit enter and get like the IntelliSense completion, and then I'm like, no, I didn't want you to paste that all in. Like, what are you doing? Like sometimes it's perfectly correct and I want it, and other times it's just like, no, get out of my way.
All right, now where's my command here? The game. What do I call that command? Oh, I know why it's not showing up. See, this is why you're supposed to be color commentary. I have to make this a class.
Truthfully, you got to get your internet fixed for next time, because while you're like moving quick enough, I can't even see. Like it's too blurry to even read.
My internet should be fast, man.
Yeah, I don't. Do you still use the whatever link up from your router to your upstairs? You never ran a line yet, did you?
No. See, John's always giving me shit about something.
Weekend project for you.
Yeah, all right. Listen, we know if you ever tell the story of how I got this mic, I blame John. He's a bad influence, but I got the mic. All right. So we've got public partial class game category. I made an observable object so I can use the relay command because I'm being extra lazy. So now I should be able to call binding nav to game command. Now I could have still used the selected item out of collection view. I'm kind of leaving this open for later. For now, this does what I needed to do. So we've got our view model. We've got a child view model. This is angry because I'm not passing it enough stuff. Now it's happy. There we go. So there's our category. We'll start with Disney princesses. We'll work our way out from there. Now we don't have anywhere to navigate yet. So let's make, what are we going to call this? This would be the intermediate page, right? So we want to say, okay, you've chosen Disney princesses. Kind of what goes on in the middle there. You know, you've got 5 seconds before the phone explodes. You know, that old message, put it up to your forehead.
Yeah. So like it's kind of just like the game intro screen or the game start screen.
So like get ready. get ready page.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not? And so that'll create a nice ugly, I'm not sure why this is complaining about that. So we've got a ready page. Let's add a ready view model.
You don't have a custom template for items, for project items that would just make one for you?
I do, but I was trying to make this nice and easy for everybody.
Yeah, I'm just curious if you went there.
Yeah, you're giving me all the shit today, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap.
What I'm here for.
I know. All right, so this one I am going to register a route for because this is not going to go as shell content. This is our ready view model. And now if I go into, so I mean, this is why I love Writer. I don't know if you use Writer every day, John, but
I mean,
like source generators
for my app. That's it.
This is awesome. So this Writer shows you all the source generator stuff that's running. And then I can just like, hey, okay,
you
what
can
actually
see
got
those
generated?
in VS too.
Yes.
It's a little bit, it's buried under like I forget where, but you can get to the same thing in VS as well.
All right. Well, they didn't have it for the longest time. So there, it's registered. Navigate to ready. It removes the page crap. It's got a route. See, and all I did was put that attribute. That's what I love. Less typing, more computer doing stuff for me.
Yeah, I mean, source generators have definitely been a game changer.
So we got that. Got our page. We've got our view model. So on this page, we're probably going to want to do, let's just get nice and ugly again. Vertical layout. Got to add our view model data type.
And your navigator obviously sets up the binding context to like an instance of the view model and everything when it goes there.
You don't have to do nothing.
Cool.
Did I sell you on it yet, John?
I mean, do you do WASM, Blazor WASM stuff too with it?
No, why would I do Blazor WASM? It doesn't touch shell. I could look into it though.
That's my thing. I use my navigation implementation everywhere.
Yeah, I know. One day, but you're looking for something different. You're looking for cross-platform navigation.
Yeah, I mean,
one thing at a time, dude. One thing at a time. Okay, so we've got ready. Let's pass in. I don't know. I guess we're going to want category here. I realize this property doesn't exist yet. I also have to see around my camera now. That's fantastic. See, the camera's right in my visual point right now. They always said you're supposed to look into the camera, but with a big screen, it comes over top.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're right in my face. Get out of my face. But here we are. All right, so we've got our category. And where's my ready view model? So we're going to pass that in with iQueryable. What's that thing you guys have? You guys have that iQueryable attributable?
Yeah, I don't even remember that. I don't ever use that. I don't use shell. I mean,
okay, then we're going to nav here by view model and make it nice and easy. You don't use shell?
No. My app has been around for so many years. When I did all of that part of it, shell was not where it needed to be for me to use it.
So we're going to do something cool here. I'm going to do I did have there's the base view model you were talking about.
I was going to say, I could have sworn there was one, but
okay.
If you don't need it, then all the better.
Less stuff. Okay. So we are going to nav there by view model. So I got my navigator. So I'm going to go navigator dot navigate to, and my view model is called ready view model. So this guy is going to give me a reference to it so that I can set the name. No, I just got to do it like this because it's the primary. There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. And we'll save an async. A lot of people don't do this. They'll do async and then wait when you're returning a task anyways. And this, I realize that the IDE is now happy with this, but this is returning a task, man. Just save some cycles. This is a very easy win.
Oh yeah, no, that's
for small bits of performance.
Definitely something you should be doing.
It's really useless in this particular context of things. But
I don't know. Whenever I've seen like projects that don't do that, I mean, it's one thing if you like every once in a while forget or whatever, but if you see that as a pattern, it kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of a tip to showing that maybe you don't really understand task stuff that well, and there might be bigger problems elsewhere.
Which is a lot of people. So
Yeah.
that async await is a flip. You don't do it if you don't need to.
It's not
Just return
needed.
the task.
I mean, I'd be curious. Like, the compiler should figure that out.
It should, but I think sometimes
maybe
it's one of those things that's hard. Like, how do you know?
Yeah, there might be just like some cases where you want that, and so they can't just assume you don't if you do it.
Well, and what happens? You want them to really go through and analyze all the methods for everything, like looking for an await, looking for, it could be painful. When compiler stuff gets involved, I just assume it's
I guess at least you've got like the analyzer that's like, hey, you don't need to do this way.
Right. And that's why things like my laptop run at jet speeds, because the analyzer's going at it. So all I've done here, instead of doing like a shell navigation, is I've said, we're going to go to this view model. They've been linked, right? Because of this guy, right? I did this guy on Ready page, or my Ready view model, I hope. Yep. So they've been linked. So in this view model, it's going to know where to go, what page to go to, how to get to that route. It's going to give me an instance of the view model that it's going to set as the binding context, which means I can start setting stuff like the category, strongly typed. So I can do this the shell way. This is just another way that I have so that I can say, I want the category to be this. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing magical, just nice and easy. So we have a Ready page, my category minus my beta symbol here that keeps popping up, should now be passed. And now I think we're ready for the big stuff. So I'm going to close all the other tabs. So there's a couple things we want to get going here, right? We want to probably, at this phase, we want to get the game ready to do whatever it's going to do, right? So we want to get the list of things for the category, and we want to save them up, because the AI could run for, I don't know, for this one, I'm guessing no longer than 3 seconds, but that's 3 seconds that we have to sit there and load, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is because this is our before screen. We've got a few seconds here to do stuff. So we're going to still need to nav from here. So I'm going to give it the navigator again. But now we're going to bring in some AI. So we're going to bring in the Microsoft Extensions AI stuff, the chat client.
And you're just going to just bring the client in right like that. You're not going to wrap it in a service that's like responsible for getting the list of questions.
Well, you know what? I think you're right. And that's one of the things that I was going to do. But yeah, I think we are going to do this. Let's do this properly right from the beginning. We're going to create a...
And I honestly struggle sometimes with like, am I making it more like, am I over engineering stuff from the get-go and that sort of thing? But
here's the thing, right? So a lot of people will say every abstraction's bad, but a lot of people abstract tech, whereas you want to abstract business, right? Yeah. So we're going to have a question service. I don't care if it's unit tested. I don't care if it's returning static testing or static data. Who knows? Who cares? Right.
It's I need a list of these things, and that's a business function. So give me a list of these things with, for the given category that I send you.
So
how you do it is up to you.
Get questions. Look at AIC figuring it out already. It was there. There we go. Now I hate async. I don't know about you, John, but I've got enough carpal tunnel stuff.
Yeah.
By the type. It's a strongly typed language.
For sure. Yeah, I'm not picky. I'm probably, if anything, just super inconsistent about when I have used it or not.
So I'm not even going to give it a default parameter. We're going to say 20.
So are we going to pass in the count? Because like when you start the game, you can say, oh, we want to do 10, a round of 10 questions.
Yeah, something like that. We'll figure that out as we go. I mean, I can't really see people getting, 20 things right in a minute. So we'll look at ways of controlling that, maybe with configuration. Maybe we just statically code it. Who knows? So let's call this AI question service. And now, you're right, John. Now we're going to do AI question service. And we're going to implement what it's missing. Now we're going to give it the chat client. So again, like I said, this is just a good way of doing it because I can sub this out. I can return static stuff for now. Like maybe we're not ready to code this. That's what people have to remember is that some of these abstractions, if you're abstracting the business, it makes things nice and easy. And just to prove that further, let's take it a step further. I want to code one other service that we know we're going to need. Okay. We know we need to detect the up and down, like the pass, fail, whatever. So let's code, what are we going to call that? The,
is this responsible just for like inferring tilt gestures?
Yes. So the eye gesture detection.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
It's a little, gesture is a little overloaded just with Maui stuff, but I think it'll be fine.
Right. But what we're going to do here is a little bit different. So what did we say? We have an enum for the gesture type. No, we don't want any of that.
See, this is what I always do where I hit the thing and I'm like, I actually don't want that, but whatever.
So this is now AI pecking in my face. Like, shut up. So we have a pass. We have a, let's bring up that site again. I don't remember all the terms they use. Correct, pass, and
isn't that it?
Yeah, let's do that for now. I think we could have a ready or a back to normal, but let's just keep it simple for now. So pass, and
kind of importantly, we're not describing the motion. We're describing the function, right? Like the
right. So we're going to have. Do we make this a task and just wait for it, or do we have this as an event? I think we're going to do this as an event. I hate events. Yeah. This would be an observable normally, John, but just for you, my friend.
What about, why aren't we pulling in mediator then?
No, I don't think we need it for this.
I'm sure we don't need it for this, but.
No, that's fair, but I also don't want to pull in too much outside tech because I think that that's going to be hard here. And mediator is like a big advanced thing, and this is really meant for one.
True, yeah. Like this is one screen. Ever going to be like truthfully, you can subscribe and unsubscribe, at the right points, and it'll be fine.
So we're going to do this. So we've got an event of gesture type. I made this action because it's only going to be one. It's not going to be a multi-span thing. I could make this a task, but I think for now this is how we'd normally code it. And again, a lot of people go, well, okay, now you've hidden all this, but there's actually going to be quite a bit of detection. Like I like for the up and down motion, there's a fair bit of a calculation that needs to go on there. And again, if your team's waiting for this stuff, they don't want you putting all this gobbledygook in the view model. Just do it here. Give them a no-op one that doesn't ever fire, and the team can continue forward while you figure out the complexity of, how the accelerometer works. So we're going to do, let's actually do that. I'll put the no-op here. I usually like to put my no-op gesture detector, no-op gesture detector. Oh, I called it detection. That sounds so cool. Oh, look at AI even said here, I'll give you a way to raise it. Cool. All right. So, but I'm going to put the real one up here for now. So let's call it sensor gesture detector detection.
And I'm in the meantime asking ChatGPT how we would do this with .NET Maui. I don't know if you've got code already for it, but
I'm already heady, but
I want to know if it does a decent job or not.
Fair. So the one thing here is that now we have to figure out how to trigger these events. This is what I didn't want to get into yet because now we're digging in the details. But I have to know when that event is hooked. A lot of people like to put like void start and stop. Maybe we'll do that. I'm more of a fan of the
when it gets added, then you just start it. Yeah, that's clean. I mean, it's from a. I think the only danger there, not that it's a problem here, but like if you're building a library, is that people might not expect that that's the thing that triggers it.
You know how many people I've seen miss that start and stop. I mean, this is why I use observables. I know you're not a fan. I get it. I'm an RX junkie, so normally when you hook or subscribe on an RX feature, that kind of kicks everything going. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do something similar. but I didn't want to worry about it. But the reason I'm bringing this up is, again, because we have that no op, but a lot of people also go dependency injection heavy. So with this service, we know we're going to use the accelerometer, John. What would you normally be doing? Would you be doing this?
I don't know. I mean, you probably should.
No. And the reason is because we're not testing. I'm going to assume the accelerometer works quite well.
Fair.
We're not testing that. This is where you get into
no need to mock it, the accelerometer if you're testing. Yep.
We're just going to use it right here. We're going to do accelerometer. This would be a local or whatever we want to call it, ACC. And I might do accelerometer.default. That's it. I don't need to dependency inject that. I only need to dependency inject this guy. That's it. So normally I would say go back to this guy, and now we do builder.services, add singleton. What do you call it? Gesture detection. And then the sensor gesture detection. But I'm not going to do that today because we can also do this.
I was going to say, where's your fancy attributes?
Yeah, my fancy attribute is still there. It's good. It's good. So then we can go back here. This should have source generated. And there is my magical. And then you can see SQLite's already there because I already marked that one. But there is our implementation. So I don't need to go back 10,000 times and register it. It's right. It's already done it for this call right there at generated services. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, I like that a lot, especially as like I have a huge list of things. It's kind of nice to not have to know, oh yeah, I got to go back to like the central place and register them.
Yeah, the boilerplate's the hardest problem, and it's usually the one that people forget the most. So
yeah.
So we've kind of covered that. We've got our service ready. This thing's not going to do anything. This is essentially a no op as well. So I could delete the other one, but this is TBD. We'll get there when we get there. But I wanted to show that point because you made a good one about AI. But now we may as well code this guy up because we're going to need this, right? So did you happen to code me up?
I didn't code it up yet, but I have a nice prompt.
Okay. So let's see. How do we want to give this? So this is going to be, forget the arguments to this. Give it
this is the point that I would go to Copilot and agent mode and say, write me up a chat client.
So our chat message. So you give me the prompt when we're ready. Here, so this is what I love to do is system prompt. Hey, look it's already figured it out. Your trivia question.
Close to what
it's not bad. It's not it's not entirely what we want, but it's not bad.
Can you see the studio chat here in Riverside?
No, but I can see. I've still got.
Oh, you have Discord open somewhere?
Oh, I see it. Hang on.
Yeah,
it's hiding. I don't see it, John.
All right. What do you want? Where do you want to paste it?
Just put it in Discord. I'll get it out of there. And then I think what we'll do is we'll pass the category as the other part, right? So chat message.
So
new chat message.
You could do two different things.
I was going to do one as the user.
Yeah, sure. Take the first. You'll have to change mine up a little bit. Because I have like 3 kind of mini paragraphs in there, and the second one is going to be your user message, and then the first and last sentences will be your system prompt.
One other thing I've also done as a fail here that I want to fix real quick is my question service. I want it to have a cancellation token because if they back out of this, I don't plan on burning my AI credits.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
There, I edited my message. Now you can have 2.
Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Cancellation token. Okay, I see your messages. Everybody else sees your messages coming in. All right, so I have this guy, and I'm going to await him. John is coming up with the prompt, which I will copy in a moment. So response. How are you giving me the details? I can read it myself. Hang on.
Comma.
I see what you've done. Oh, and I need to put in the count. You're right.
Yep.
This is a heads up. So system. I'm assuming you ran this prompt too, right?
I ran it all as one, but I don't see why it should have a problem if you split them up into system and user. The nice thing is, like, if you have a history open or like a chat open, you could do multiple categories without incurring the token cost of using the whole prompt every time, right?
True.
So if this is a singleton, in theory, you could just keep at you could keep it alive and keep asking it every time you want a new category.
Okay, so const string user prompt. You know what I'm going to do? This is a single string, and then I'll format it.
Yep. So the other thing that we could do here, and maybe that's something that for a future iteration, like we're just telling the prompt to give us a response back as that's just a string. That just has the answers separated by commas, but we could totally use, depending on what model we use, right? We could give it structured output, like an actual format. You can give it a spec and say, here's like the JSON schema.
Yeah,
this is how the answer has to come out.
Yeah,
and that would be probably more predictable. But for the use case here, this is probably reliable enough.
Count category, and then. Does this thing take a cancellation token? Where is it? Here, it's kind of down a bit, so we'll do that.
So we're coming up on an hour 10, an hour 15. So maybe after we get, something moving here, we can find a nice stopping point.
Well, I think really we could probably stop after this. So we've started our services. So we've got our gesture detection. We've got our kind of page flow decided. We can type something up a bit better in the README. So I'll add like the docs and what we're trying to accomplish. Just kind of a reiteration of what we've done. And then we've got the last of our AI spec here. And this is probably all we're going to need from AI, right? Like, I don't think we need much more out of this guy.
No, not
this is stupid simple.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even registered the chat client yet because that's fun. We haven't decided on the model yet.
I like there's all the fun thing with this, right, is like there's all sorts of interesting things you could do beyond it, right? Like ask AI for for every name, give me like just a paragraph of like summary of what this is, and then that could be something that's kind of fun to see.
Okay, so let's do that. What did you give me? A separated string of answers, comma separated.
Yeah.
Split.
And you might want to trim up the individual ones after you split them, because it looks like it puts a space in front of each comma.
Does it put quotes?
No. So hopefully it doesn't return any with commas in them.
So then we'll have an array. I'm gonna length check this one as well. If it's stupid, blow up.
Mm-hmm.
If length equals 0. There we go.
I can't. Yeah, okay, you got that one formatted. Cool. I was just checking from your blurry text to make sure that the user prompt actually swapped out the number, the count, and the category.
My internet's fine, man. It's like high speed.
I don't know.
So just so we're understanding, I'm near Toronto, and John is out in the boondocks.
Yeah, but
so I have a feeling that
fiber here now.
So it's mine. Mine's been fiber forever. You've been jealous when John.
I thought your upload you could only go like so fast. I thought it's not true fiber.
So this is why I call us the Muppets, because this is how John and I usually argue. We kind of nag at each other.
Yeah.
I want to tell a story of John's high speed internet, because this is what he does. He called Cogeco every day. He practically set up his camping chair outside his house, waiting for them to do the line. He was practically going to wire in the fiber line to his house himself.
I mean, you have to understand. I've been waiting for this at this point. Like, I had years of living in two places now, and I swore after the place before this that if we moved again, I was not moving somewhere that didn't have decent internet. And then we see this place and I'm like, just like, oh crap. Like they don't have anything. I had DSL right after we moved in. Guess how fast it went?
DSL. I don't know. You could write it out by hand faster.
Pretty much. I got 1.8 megabits down was how fast it went.
Yeah, you could write it by hand faster.
Then I got this like fixed wireless service. And then, that was okay, but it was expensive and not that fast. And then so fiber was coming and I'm like, they had everything, basically ready to go. So at that point I was full on, who do I need to bug enough so that they come out and do it so that I go away? And that's what happened. The guy, we got ours like first and you could just tell he didn't want to say it, but he's like, yeah, we wanted to make sure to do yours as quickly as we could.
Yeah. So basically he nagged him into submission.
Yeah.
I mean, good job. It was awesome. Your management skills are top notch.
It's Cogeco, so I mean, yeah.
But I'm serious. He sat out there, practically would have wired the fiber in himself. He was taking like daily screenshot, like photos. Look at it's right there. All they got to do is bring the wire to my house.
So close.
So yeah, he's just rubbing it in now. He's like, fix your internet.
Yeah.
As it basically says, bear with us a moment while the app reconnects. I mean, that's great, right? I think I disconnected.
Yeah. I seemed to be here the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take a look. But in the meantime, I think we got a good start. We've got some of our services coded up. We got to get the speech to text in there, which is funny enough, probably going to provide the same stuff as the gesture detection.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Pretty similar.
We might actually have multiple maybe detectors, is what we call them. So we have a text to speech, and it'll say correct. I don't know. It's stuff we started to think about. This wasn't planned. This is just kind of how we approach a problem. We were like, we want to do a clone of that, but not just UI. We want to make it do all the cool stuff that they do in that app as well. So
yeah, I was just thinking of like, can we do some kind of like fuzzy matching on the text to speech with the answer? I'll think about that.
With AI? Oh,
well, you could with AI. I mean, but that's more. The problem there is like, how many tokens do you use for everything?
I mean,
that's a short prompt, and then it wouldn't be that bad. But it's just that, that kind of thing adds up. So if there's ways to do it differently,
So I am writing an app right now with I'm writing several, but the main one that I'm writing right now has AI in it, and you don't really know how much you're going to use until you really get into it. So
yeah,
like the first thing that people miss on them is like you have to code it multilingual, right? So like I have the prompts all coded up, I have the model all set, but then I'm like, okay, first of all, the user stuff is coming in this language, which means I need it back out in this language. So there's, just that alone set the token credit up like, I don't know, almost double, right? Just from the initial prompt, because it has to go, oh, it's coming in this different language. So I need to translate, and then I need to translate the answer back. So literally double the tokens or usage just from that alone. So good times.
Yeah, exactly.
Good times.
Yeah.
AI is expensive as hell to run. It's pretty, it does some fantastic stuff, but you pay.
You pay for it. But yeah. I mean, and that's why like I always try to think of, can you limit a case to where it truly is like the difference maker, right?
Right.
Because if it's something that's just like, I mean, we're kind of abusing, using it not the cheapest way for this example. Like you could go generate a whole bunch of these things and include them in the app and just call it a day. At least as like a prefetch kind of thing, right? Like maybe out of the box you have 30 categories and they all exist already, and then you add a mode where you can add new categories and it goes and finds them. So
it, you can get brutal with it.
Yeah. But that's part of the learn too. And we're not, launching this as an app in the store, at least not immediately, I would imagine. So
I don't think we'll be able to launch our own heads up. I'm pretty sure that won't go well for us.
No.
But it's fun to do a clone of, and it's free advertising for them. So don't what's the takedown? Don't take us down.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
We're fond of your game. We're advertising for your game. We just want to build it because it sounds fun.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So
you're gonna
same
push
bat
code.
time, same bat channel next week.
Well, I mean, you might
maybe.
if you want to do it solo. Bad week to start because I'm in Iceland next Friday. So.
Oh, and you're not doing it on vacation then. All right.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it would go over well. I only have so many days, so I gotta be driving around and hiking around.
So maybe we'll make John do this in a couple weeks and we'll get going. But in the meantime, we started this. There will be a GitHub that we'll post with the YouTube video. Yeah.
And
Good
we'll
times
see how
ahead.
it goes. Hopefully, we can do a little bit more pre-advertising when it's going up, so you can watch and get the word out earlier as opposed to after the fact. But we'll see.
And if you've got suggestions, feel free to email us with, our website is gone.net.io. So email John and I both get the emails. I think our email address is on there, right?
Probably.
And we're happy to look at stuff. So if there's anything you want to see, and we're not limited to Maui. The only reason we started with Maui is just because that's how everybody knows us. So, give us your suggestions and drop us an email and maybe we'll see if we're going to build it. Yeah. I do a lot of Aspire and Orleans stuff. Orleans is cool. If you're not using Orleans, you need to be using it.
I was trying to think of some kind of joke for New Orleans and Orleans, but didn't arrive.
That's all right. It'd just be another one for David Orton out of steel for Canadian jokes, right?
True. All right. Well, this is a good spot to end it. Tune in next time so we can keep building this thing, and we'll see you all hopefully online. See you later.